we are going to talk about Trump and today and the conflict that is arising, or that is becoming more and more evident, actually, with the election of Trump. First off, with the election season itself, and then with the election of Trump. So, I just feel as though it is my moral and ethical duty as an instructor of sociology who is teaching critical thinking, which is so essential for a class on race relations, to address the conflict that is very clear in the U.S. and in the world today, as is evidenced by what happened on Saturday in particular. And so I just feel it's my responsibility, and I want to steer into the curve a little bit on this election and talk about a few issues in ways that maybe you just haven't really thought about, that's from some different perspectives, so that we can move this thing forward in some interesting ways. Okay, is that cool? So I'm going to hit 5 different things. And the first, I want to address this issue of Trump being horribly sexist. And everything that is about. And people see this in very, very different ways. And yet, people don't see it in different ways. So, first, this is text of the transcript where Trump was caught on a hot camera talking about some woman, reporter. He says, so read that, okay? That's transcript. So somebody caught him on a hot mic. He didn't know he was being recorded. This was a number of years ago, but he hasn't changed at all. I mean, come on, this guy. He would have said that yesterday. That could be yesterday. Well, maybe not yesterday, but it could have been a few months ago. Or 6 or 10 years ago. So that's what he said about a woman who was a reporter. So they pulled up on a bus and they saw this woman, and this guy, some other reporter, was asking him about her. And that was his response. Now, some of you don't know about this, including, those of you who, many of you actually don't know about this. So this is a lot of Trump people, or anti-Trump people, especially women, people who have even a modicum of interest in women's issues, in empowering women, in sexism and so on. To them, this is just absolutely beyond reproach. I mean, you can't even imagine that anybody could support anybody who would say this, okay? Now, I'm going to help you with it I need a couple men just who can just work with me on this, okay? I need a couple volunteers, men, anybody. Now, someone who hasn't volunteered yet. Bro, you, and bro, you. Neither of you have volunteered, right? All right. All right, here we go. So now, imagine that this conversation is being recorded, and it's Sam Richards talking to 2 of his students, or 2 of his TAs, okay? Sam Richards, instructor of Social 119, teacher at Penn State, having a conversation with a couple of his TAs. Yeah, dude. Yeah, see her, man?
Yeah, bro, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, dude.
I'd definitely smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's at least a 9.
Dude. Yeah, man. You know, I tried to fuck her. She was married. I moved on her like a bitch, man, but I couldn't get anywhere.
Damn, dude, don't let that stop you, you know? She's just...
Nah, she was married, dude. She was
Dude, I
married.
heard she gives mad head.
Yeah, dude. Listen, man. But, you know, but the problem is, now, I don't know, I see her now, she's like a big phony. She's got like all of her phony tits and everything. It's like, oh, man. It's totally changed her look, I gotta say.
Even better.
Nah, but you know, I just gotta use Tic Tacs. Just in case I start kissing her, you know what I mean? Gotta use Tic Tacs, gotta always have them. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful women. You can imagine that, right? Me? I'm attracted to beautiful women. I just start kissing them.
No, I feel you, man. That happens to me sometimes, too.
Dude, yeah, I'll bet, man. Yeah, no, it's like a magnet, man. You just kiss. You know what I mean, dude? You don't even wait, dude. You just kiss.
Yeah, why even ask him? I mean,
like
just
an
make the
instant
first
reaction.
move. I
No,
mean,
dude,
you're a
listen,
man,
but-
just show him.
But listen, when you're a star like me, seriously, they let you do it. Dude. You know, when you're a star like me, you can do anything, man. You just grab them in the pussy, dude. They let you do anything. You just grab them in the pussy. Yeah. Okay? Got that? Okay, so now, here's what I want to know. That comes out, and it's in Onward State. It's in the Collegian. You're listening to me having a conversation with these two guys. What's your name, bro? Nav? Daniel and Nav. Having a conversation with Daniel and Nav. And you find out that I don't have a job tomorrow, because that came out tonight. Talking about a graduate student or another professor or some woman who works at Penn State. And that's the conversation. Yeah, I just grab them in the pussy. In other words, I just sexually assault them. I force myself on them. How many of you, when I get fired from Penn State for that revelation, how many of you are going to write a letter to Eric Barron on my behalf or my boss and say, oh man, no, Sam Richards, he's like a really good guy. You shouldn't fire him. Like, come on, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that conversation. So he sexually assaults, or so he does that. I don't know. You call it sexually assault. We call it, but it's Sam Richards, you know? Like, he's cool. Like, how many of you are going to write a letter on my behalf? How many of you are going to stand up? How many of you are going to start a protest in front of Old Main saying, no, you shouldn't fire this guy? Right? So now, here's the deal. Nobody? Not a single person? Nobody? One guy. One person. Two, maybe three, all men. Right? Anybody else? So listen, 3 people, 4, a woman. All right, 4 people aren't going to get my job back. And so here's the question I have, or here's the issue. Can Trump supporters imagine, can you just for a moment imagine how people who support women's rights feel about that? About that conversation and about this guy who could do that and who could say those things? Just like how many people used to think that Sam Richards was a cool guy? I used to think he was a really cool guy. And then I heard that. I'd never take a class with him. I'd never even want to be in the same building with him. Never. I tell all my roommates, don't ever take a class with that guy, this guy, whatever. So can you imagine how just really outraged people would be? And that's me. And now it's this guy. And what's the difference? What's the difference?